Howdy y'all, it's Anna with Always Right, and in today's little AuthorTube video, I'm not going to be helping you with your sentences, I'm not going to be helping you with your characters, not going to be answering the questions of the universe. I am going to be fangirling about an accident, a happenstance, a thing that happened to me. It's quarantine. There's the COVID out there, and I've been staying in a lot more recently. I imagine most of us have. And in that time, I've written a book, and I have ordered and read a lot of books. One kind of thing about me, besides the fact that I'm wearing a really loud, like, pure Texas theme, it's got the pearl snaps going, hi, how are you, shirt that you should know about me, is that I love buying books off of Amazon used, unless it's like a smaller writer. But like if it's a big author, you know, like Stephen King or J.K. Rowling, I will usually buy the books used. I buy a lot of used books. I buy them from thrift stores, I buy them from here, there, everywhere. And I really like buying them off of Amazon. I just casually ordered a book and I got it in today. I was like, I thought I'd ordered this in a hardback at least. And I remember when I ordered this book, after I placed my order, I was just kind of like, was that in a hardback or a paperback? Because I love hardback books. I love putting them up there and letting them be pretty and all that stuff. And that's usually my preference for like fantasy books. I think at the time of buying this book, the hardcovers were so much more expensive than the paperback, so I went with the paperback because I got this book in the mail, Hunter. And if you've read this book, or you've owned this book, or you've seen this book, this doesn't look right, does it? I don't think the cover's right. Because it's an arc. I was so confused. And it took me way too long to realize that this was an arc. Not joking. I was like, I opened it and I got it out and I was just like, hey, I thought I bought the hardback. And so I went on my computer, didn't even look at this really. I went on my computer, I was trying to find Amazon, trying to get Amazon help to see if they'd sent me the wrong book, you know, or if they'd sent me like paperback when I wanted the hardcover. And then I just kind of took a step back and I looked at it. And I finally read this red line. You know, you think you'd read that first. Hi, how are you? I finally read the red line and I was just like, uncorrected advance proof. Dang it, they sent me like a fake book. I really thought, I was like going through all the scenarios in my head. I was like, this is fake. You know, this is not what I ordered. And then I like actually looked at it for a second and I checked on the back. And on the back here, it has the marketing plan laid out. And I was just like, oh. I was like, I am so stupid. This is an arc. And it is a brand new arc. This was never read. But yeah, this right here in this red lettering right here says, this is an uncorrected advance proof. And then it has 8 up here because this arc was sent to a classroom library and just no one read it, so someone took it home and just sold it for crayon money or something. I don't know what 8th graders do anymore, I'm too old. It's an arc, oh my god, like look at this. This book came out in September of 2015, so this is a 5-year-old arc as of like now. And it is in amazing shape. The only damage that is to this arc is the 8th, and then the fact that it says classroom library. I have never owned or held or seen an arc in real life. I've heard of them. I know that booktubers and bookstagrammers get them and they get to be all cool and they get the books early. And I know this didn't get to me early if you couldn't tell, but I've never seen them and I've always wanted to. I remember going to the library and being like, ooh, should I apply for the arcs like now? And then I get like too nervous and I'm like, no, I don't think I could. So I don't, but I got one and it's my arc. So here's what the cover looks like for the arc. And here's what the cover looks like for the published book. As you can tell, a lot changed. For example, the Hunter that is split up here is just Hunter. As you can see, there's just one word. Actually, the monster's mouth is open on this one. You see it? See? It's open. And on the published edition, it's closed. It looks a little more dragony. I think that was one reason I was really confused when I opened my mail and I was like, what the hell is this book? I don't remember ordering this. And so they moved the name out from here, put it up there closer to the New York Times bestseller. That's when I was like, okay, I'll buy it used. I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna buy it used. So I got an arc and it's my arc. And I'm gonna read out the marketing plan because this is really interesting to me because I hope one day to have my own arcs out there in the world and in my bookshelves for my books. So I'm gonna read out the marketing plan because it sounds really interesting. And I've never actually seen like an actual marketing plan on the papers. Instead of just being like, here's a marketing tier general summary of things they do. Ooh, they also do this sometimes. The very first thing was an indie-bound white box mailing, online trade advertising campaign. That's very nice. Online consumer advertising campaign. So they were advertising on the interwebs, like on Reddit, I'm guessing, and maybe Goodreads and that stuff. And then a 9-copy solid floor display, which is kind of like, I imagine, that big table at the front of Barnes & Noble where they got all the new releases. I imagine that's what that means. Cross-promote with author social media. That's good, that's good. Big mouth, big capital B, mouth, capital M. Galley mailing. I don't know what that means. YALSA, galley mailing. Those are all caps. Outreach to YA reviewers and trade media. So this is probably what that was part of. Select author appearances. So your girl Mercedes here, she got her author tour. She got that for this book. Oh, and I missed it. I want her to sign this. I wonder if I could get her to sign this. That would be huge. We'll get there. We'll continue on with the marketing plans. Pitch for book festivals and author conferences, including Dragon Con, New York Comic Con, Miami Book Fair International, and Y'all Fest. That's huge. That's amazing promotion for this book. That's not just like, oh, here you go, you live in Texas, go to the Austin area for a day. Two more to go. Pitch for regional trade show appearances at MPIBA. Sounds interesting. And then, lastly, special pitch to romance media. Oh my gosh. So here it is. You can pause it if you want to kind of look through it if you don't believe me. But it's really interesting because right here it says cover, not final. And oh boy, was it not final. They changed a lot. They contacted the artist and they're like, can you make it close its mouth? And the artist was just like, at the beginning of every chapter, it has really, really pretty detailing. I really love this. As you can tell from like the top view and the side view, that there is a lot of ink on this book. They spent money, they spent their time, they wanted this to be a beautiful book, and I like it. I don't know whether I prefer this cover to like the published cover. I'm a little iffy on it. I'm a little iffy if I'm being honest. At the very beginning of the book, when you open it, it has like the classroom library, and then it has like all the details for where to send your review. And it's just really cool. I'm in shock. And on that little cover review in the box here, it says, attention reader. This is an uncorrected galley proof. It is not a finished book and is not expected to look like one. Errors in spelling, page length, format, etc. will be corrected when the book is published several months from now. Direct quotes should be checked against the final printed book. I really hope they didn't do some drastic changes between like the ARC and the published. So this is going on my TBR list, needless to say. And I'm excited for it. And if you want to read this book and you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can actually get the audiobook for free. Or at least that's what my Amazon Prime was telling me. It's like, girl, why are you gonna buy a physical book when you can listen to me? I'm just like, can I do both? I'm gonna do both. So I did both. Yeah, so I don't know how much this book normally is. I know I paid $6.16 for this, including taxes and shipping. So that's not bad. Thank you all so much for watching me just get fangirly and giggly and excited over an arc of a book that I just kind of bought on a whim. I actually heard about this book from one of the booktubers I watched. She was doing a TBR breakdown of her physical books that she owned. And this was one of them. Well, the cover looked interesting enough. And so I looked into it and I saw that it was like kind of monster themed. It was fun. It's kind of middle grade, I believe, reading, if not like young adult-ish era fantasy. But it sounds interesting. I've read the back cover on it and like the back cover, of course, that they have on Amazon. And that's why I bought it. So hopefully in next month's like reading wrap up, this will be one of them, but I have no idea. I just keep buying books. I just keep buying the books and I just keep looking at them and I go, ugh, I need to stop buying these books. And then I'm like, oh, I like this movie. It's based on a book. I'm gonna buy the book. Ding. I did that with The Martian. Yes. But thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I post writing vlogs on Tuesdays, and then I'm trying to get back into my Friday videos where I do AuthorTube videos where I'm trying to help and give advice on writing and things that worked for me. But today was me getting bubbly and giggly about getting an arc in the mail, just randomly. As always, let's get writing. Bye. Yeah, I just went with the Texas shirt today. I just wanted it. I seriously, I was just like in my closet and I was like, what should I wear for my video? And then I was like, let's wear the loudest shirt I own. Done. Amazing.